AKA Patter. So here's the wild thing, and we're gonna get right into. We're gonna get right into the dirty. Welcome to TGIF. Again, bumped another episode for this 9 o'clock drop because I wanted to. I didn't feel like looking up when the Acolyte drops or when it comes to Disney Plus, but everywhere now. And I just wanted to document this, and I felt like dropping this on Friday was better than going into next week. Here's the thing. So I sat down with the babe, who doesn't know anything about Star Wars, by the way. But we actually sat down and we had burritos. And we were watching The Acolyte, I said. And guess what? She dug it. She's like, hey, I really like this show. And I said, yeah, it's supposed to destroy the Star Wars franchise. And she goes, why? And then here we go, right? Like you explain it and then you sound like a lunatic. And I'm sure to some of you, I've been sounding like a lunatic the entire time you've been subscribed to this channel. And yeah, we're getting into episode 3 already of The Acolyte, and it is labeled the Star Wars killer, like the death of the Star Wars franchise. The Force will become female. R2D2 is a lesbian. And all of these channels now are just running with this, whatever it is. It's not journalism. It's not commentary. It's not even like a hot take. I'm not sure what happened to the Fandom Menace or the Geeks and Gamers crowd or the Nerdrotic crowd. But for whatever reason, like they're just locked in on this idea. And there's no reverence for letting these things take time, and some of these stories have to sit because the level of anticipation from the audience and the sharing of knowledge and the sharing of details from show to show, and there's a whole industry, there's a whole, like guys like Star Wars Theory, there's an entire industry that matriculation of details and news bits. It feeds a whole industry of individuals on YouTube. And I would say, like, yeah, the AKAPAD and the AKAPAD army, like, we're a part of that. But at the same time, we understand that a lot of this content takes time. And I don't want to say it's not for us, because it should be for everyone. But realistically speaking, a lot of the movies that we absolutely love were not made for us at the time or available to us at the time. And what I mean about being available to us, it's more or less with the idea that we discover things a few times in life, and you may dislike something, and then life happens and you go back and you have a different perspective, and then you go back and you have a different perspective. And I think in the long enough timeline, based on our personal experiences and how those experiences shape us, we only have a handful of like comics, movies, animated series, if that's like your thing, like a handful of produced work that we feel like has stood the test of time. But it's the test of time compared to our measure. And like, you kind of want to say that all the people that came in with that heat with Star Wars episode 1, 2, and 3, and that was like our Star Wars, that was like our anticipation, our disappointment, it has some, like, all of that's come full circle. There's so much apology now regarding the sequels to The Matrix, and the list goes on and on. I guess we'll never get that Blade Trinity apology cycle going, right? I mean, come on, guys. That movie has Triple H and Dracula. Come on! Yeah, and we give everything time on this channel. We can document what we felt about something. We can document our insight about some of these things. We can document how we think the future will unfold. But at the end of the day, if I can get that out, even The Last Jedi, I can watch that movie 10 years from now and maybe have a different position and a different take for it, because I myself have grown or regressed, or however you want to look at it. The Acolyte Episode 3 is not the end of Star Wars. In a very weird way, in a very aggressive way, it might be the beginning of Star Wars. And I'm there for that too.